Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is something new. I am working on a save file. We're currently working in Copperdale, Prescott Square, I believe is where I'm building this. But I've renamed it Saints Hollow for lore reasons. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a longer video as we're going over the build for the church, the build for the preacher and his family, along with their house. And then the next video will be over an older lady and her cafe and a younger woman and antique shop, and then we have another household. So I'm doing this in sections. So we're starting in Prescott Square, aka Saints Hollow. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the lore. While this plays, I want to say I'm not a builder. I'm awful at landscaping, I'm awful at building, but I try my best, and I'm gonna put up my reference photos for this build. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the rundown. The Pale Hill Church has stood in Saints Hollow for many centuries, standing watch over the little town. I wanted to give it a worn down, breaking at the edges look, like it's been attempted to be restored, but it's slowly becoming a forgotten relic, and nature is taking its toll. I went with a classic small town church design, kind of like a southern gothic vibe, where the wood's kind of chipping and you can see cracks through the wood and the paint is fading, chipping. The bell tower probably hasn't rung in a long time, very overgrown. There's also a graveyard to the side that has stones that are weathered and you can barely read the names anymore. It's the kind of place that still hosts Sunday service, but the half the pews stay empty. Saints Hollow itself has that quiet, almost eerie charm, like it's stuck somewhere between the past and the present. It's the kind of town where everybody knows everybody, and buildings like this church hold stories that most people don't talk about anymore. That's why I also added a community space in the basement that is not done yet. It's currently empty as I've been waiting for the tool mod to be updated, which as of right now it has been updated, so I'm going to fix all the clippings in it, but the community space is nothing fancy, just a spot where people gather, whether for potlucks, town meetings, or just out of habit. It's supposed to be a place for the safe. Well, maybe not the safe, but the lost and the weary and all of that. This is my first build in the Saints Hollow save file, and I really wanted to set the tone for the rest of the town, so this is kind of the key piece in Prescott Square, quote unquote, aka Saints Hollow. I'll be adding more builds that fit into this slow, sleepy, slightly haunted atmosphere vibe, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I already have Saints Hollow planned, but if you have any ideas for the other part of Copperdale, I can't remember it, but where the Ferris wheel is, I will take it. I will also take suggestions for aesthetics for the other worlds, because I really need those. But I'm just gonna let you guys watch this, and we will move on to the characters. So now that the Pale Hill Church is built, we are going to move on to the family that has been in the church for generations. We are starting with Reverend Samuel Whitmore. I did something different for this cast. I used Alien Girl's Anti-Same Face Syndrome Challenge. I'm going to link that below in case anyone's interested in it. I essentially rolled features for Samuel and then rolled features for their mom, like his spouse that is no longer with us in the save file, and then for their children, I kind of randomized it, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on with the lore for Reverend Samuel that I've written down. He is the head of the family and the town's preacher, a man who spent his whole life in service to the church. He's got that tired, weathered look. It's kind of what I tried to go for. Someone who's seen a lot and keeps most of it to himself. His clothes are neat, but just a little worn, like he's not too concerned with keeping up with the times. He's respected in town, and maybe even feared a little, but deep down he's just a man trying to hold everything together. So I originally was going to make him an elder, but then I realized that I kind of wanted him just to be on the older adult side, considering he has 3 kids and one being very young. He did have a spouse by the name of Lucia. She passed away after the birth of his youngest daughter. And so, yeah, once we get to the eldest daughter, it'll kind of tie in the family dynamic, but his eldest daughter has essentially become the woman of the household. She does all of the traditional dishes, cooking, cleaning, all of that, aside from their tenant, which is an older woman that we will get to in the next video, but they took her in after her husband passed, and so she's staying in a room in their home. I don't think the kids like it very much, but it's an act of faith, as Samuel says, so yeah. So I did miss out on some parts of creating her, but this is the eldest daughter, Maggie Whitmore. She's the one who keeps everything running, handling day-to-day, organizing church events, making sure her father doesn't wear himself out. She's very loyal and also responsible, but there's something a little distant about her. She's already halfway out the door in her mind. I wanted her style to reflect the balance of modest, traditional, but with small hints that she's got dreams beyond Saints Hollow. You will also kind of see her living situation and how that could affect how she is. But yeah, she's kind of one of my favorite characters. I have some storyline planned for her in the save file, even if I don't play her, so that will be fun. And yeah. Also, you may see me jump from G-shades. I was testing them out because I have not been happy with my current G-shade, so you'll see a lot of different looking things from here and there and from recordings and stuff, so I apologize for that in the future. But yeah, I know I already said this, but I think she's one of my favorite Sims. I really like the challenge that I did, because I'm trying to do anti-same face syndrome like the challenge says, so I think I did very well, hopefully, compared to my other Sims. I'm also testing out new Sim styles, so let me know how you feel about all that. Okay, so we are on to the next child, which is Theo Whitmore, the middle child, the only son of Samuel Whitmore. He's also the least interested in church. He has no interest in all that. He's kind of the rebellious type. He's always been different, more creative, more restless. He's the type to kind of sit back of the pew when his father forces them to go to church, you know, to like protect reputation, image, whatever, and sketch instead of listening to the sermon. He doesn't want to disappoint his father, but he also knows deep down that this life isn't for him. His look is a little more relaxed, maybe a little out of place compared to the rest of the family. I gave him sort of a skater boy look. He's definitely goofy. I definitely see him as a goofy sim. So I'm excited to showcase him as well. I really hope he's in the Let's Play that I'll be doing in the save file, but who knows? We'll see. Anyways, this is Theo. I imagine he likes to skate and do graffiti in his spare time, all that stuff, stereotypical stuff, even though it's not very stereotypical because I've had friends interested in the same thing. I mean, what else can you do in a small town, you know? I also grew up in a very small town, and so I'm trying to replicate that for these sims in Copperdale. That sort of small town, nothing to do but kind of hang out at school and hang out at Walmart, even though Walmart doesn't exist, but you know, not many places to go to be friends. So we have finally reached Ellie Whitmore, the youngest child. She is a very curious sim. I did make her over as a teen first, just so she would age up pretty, so I could mess with her genetics, but anyways, she's a kid that asks way too many questions. I tried to make her look more like her mother in my mind. But anyways, yes, she asks a lot of questions. A very curious child. She loves stories, especially the ones hidden in old books. Spent a lot of time at the older lady that lives with them's coffee shop, or just like in her room reading books, listening to old stories from her. Her style is simple. I try to go for something simple and practical. She's still just a kid, so I don't really have anything planned out for her. But at her young age, she's already starting to realize how Saints Hollow kind of has this hold on to people. So yeah, we'll see how her sim plays out as well in this. Together, they make up the Whitmore family, deeply connected to the church, to the town, kind of a prominent family in the town. There's a lot of dirty laundry that needs to be discovered. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the cast build. So I made this lot a rental type of lot owned by the Whitmores. They live in the house on the right, and then the lady that owns the antique store will live on the house on the left. I just kind of wanted to give more clutter than just one house. So that's what I try to do. I only do the outside of these homes, so yeah, I'm not really gonna say much. I don't have much on it. I will do a tour of them finished, probably in the next episode, with the older lady and all of that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Let me know how you like these videos and if you'd want them to be longer. It ended up not being as long as I thought it would be. I really want to do more long play stuff. I'm just really bad at talking for like long periods of time. So yeah, let me know what you think. Give me your opinions. And yeah, bye guys.